Yo, the evidence is in the music, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Headkrack After Hours, man. It's two titans, you know what I'm saying, who are back at it again, man. They got a brand new project getting ready to come out. They've already sprinkled some singles out there on the people, but they get ready to hit you with the guidelines, man. We got Capone and Dillinger in the building. What up, y'all?
So what's up, Headkrack?
What's happening, Headkrack?
Yo, everything is everything. And when I look at you guys, man, it's so dope because there was a time in hip-hop where people felt that this probably could never happen.
Yeah.
Man, like, so let's start from the beginning. When was the first time, I'll start with you, Daz. When was the first time you heard Capone and Noreaga's music for the first time?
When they dissed us.
So way to get on the radar.
I was looking at the video. Me and Corona trying to figure out which one of us they throwing in the trunk.
Yeah, I see some things on that. They was like, yo, the body looked too long to be, was too short at first to be Snoop.
Yeah.
We were trying to make it Snoop though, but you know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't get that much shit. You know what I'm saying? We got enough shit to wrap it up, make it look good.
I hear you. It was definitely a moment, man, and things definitely got tense. Now, for you, Capone, when's the first time you got familiar with Dogg Pound's music?
Man, probably Chronic. You know what I mean? Like I knew of Daz from the Chronic. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that they was dope, and I knew that me and Nori had to get on. And I knew that one way we could get on was dissing these guys.
Word.
Because it was nobody else doing it at the time. Nobody else shot shots back at them when they came. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't really no diss. It was, actually homage. But for me and Nori, it was like, yo, we got to get on. You know what I'm saying? So when we knew that was Daz and Corrupt Snoop, we going back at him. You know what I'm saying?
I think both records were so dope that y'all didn't diss each other in the records and no one really cared. You felt the tone that there was a diss record coming from both LA, and New York. But, yo, at the end of the day, those were some good-ass songs. You know what I mean?
But originally, the hook came from Melly Mel.
Of course, if you know the history, yeah.
We just did that over, and we thought, we was giving props, but then it all, from Tupac and Biggie, it all clashed and went the wrong way.
Yo, and big up to you, too, Daz, because, anybody who followed your path for a long time, yo, you a rapping motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Capone, you from Queens, so I expect you to be plugged in a certain pocket. But, the fact that you even acknowledge the fact that was a Melly Mel hook. Most people weren't listening to Melly Mel after a certain point in time, but you could tell that both of y'all kind of students of the game, the way y'all studied this shit.
Yeah. I'm definitely a student, man. Coming from Queensbridge, I had the luxury of being around the Juice Crew when they was at their pinnacle, because Marley was from Queensbridge. Shantae was from Queensbridge. Craig G was from Queensbridge.
Shan?
Yeah, MC Shan, that's my man right now. I probably call Shan, he come out right now. Like, that's my brother.
I bumped in the shed at the gas station.
Oh, so I know where you at these days then. You might be up the street from me. Real talk.
I'm out here too, right now.
This is great.
Right now.
Man. That's the ill thing about where we're at right now. You'll be surprised who's kind of laying low and just enjoying the fact that we have basements and could do interviews on the low and get it cracking.
Yeah.
Cracking.
Yo, so, fast forward to 2020. Or actually, I know you guys were working before that, putting out the singles, man, Star Tender and also LA, New York. Who reached out to who first and was like, yo, let's get it rolling?
Well, we got invited to the Drink Champs by Nori. And then, when we walked in there, it was like a full flash cast. You know what I'm saying? Capone, Drew Hill, Jack Thriller, Tony Yayo. You know what I'm saying? And then I was thinking, I'm always the underdog, so I like dealing with, the underdogs. Somebody who can fight with me. We in the, that I know, you know what I mean? So we hooked up, and one song turned into about 15 to 20, and here we are right now.
Yo, and the beauty of this is y'all are both the secret weapons of your group. You know what I'm saying? So when you take the two secret weapons of each side, you get something special. Because, Capone, you balance Nori's highs and erraticness, and keep it at a street level to where, like, people respect that. They like the gravelness in your voice. And then Daz too, you balance corrupt out, and then you show up too with the production and the hooks, man. Like, it definitely gives you something to look forward to as it relates to a whole project.
Most definitely. We got the single that's finna come out with Corrupt and Nori, featuring Corrupt and Nori.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's Guidelines. That's the title track.
Dope.
The video was crazy. And, when everything get back to normal, if it get back to normal, we're going to hit that road.
Definitely hit the road. But how crazy is that sounds, though? Capone and Daz featuring Corrupt and Nori. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's only right, though. You know what I mean? Like, this is super group of epic proportions right here. And the cool thing is there's no static from both sides. You said what now?
We got Havoc on the album. He produced the track on there.
Yo, I was checking out the production credits. I mean, y'all threw the ball straight down the middle. I mean, like, in addition to, like, I know you lended some production on there. Shout out to my Hazardous Sounds who's on there. Currency, Styles P, Mr. Fab, Conway. I mean, like, you got something on here for everybody.
Yeah. That's what we try to do. We didn't try to just be like, just stay in one lane with the album. You know what I'm saying? We try to reach, and it's a lot of artists that we got on the album that's not even down on the credits. You know what I'm saying? So once the album come out and they hear the diversity of the album, they're going to understand what we're trying to do for hip-hop. It ain't just about East and West. It's about East, West, Midwest, Dirty South, wherever you at.
On this album.
We having fun. We just want to give love to the game and show people that, two people from two different come-ups of hip-hop can come together 25 years later after
all the chaos.
Everything.
I call us casualties of hip-hop.
Dope. I like that.
And what brought you to that terminology?
Because we still here. We made it. We live it. You know what I'm saying? And we got a story to tell, and we can only tell it through our eyes and give it to you personally. So that's how I say we just casualties. Like Vietnam War veterans.
Y'all seen a lot. And not for nothing too, like, I mean, the fact that y'all don't sound rusty either. Sometimes, like when you watch a boxer go out there and he just doing it for the check, not to, throw anything on this fight that we're looking at happening between Mike and Roy, but, I want to see that. I do want to see that, but.
Mike got you see all that? I just was smoking with Mike, so, it's all
Mike.
You were on hot boxing, that's right.
Yeah, but Mike always go for the quick KO, you know what I mean? Cause, he want to hit somebody, ain't hit somebody in how long?
Yeah, like, I don't want to be the receiving end of none of that. Like, 50-year-old Mike, 20-year-old Mike, 80-year-old Mike. I don't want no peace. But, to relate that to y'all sound like y'all still hungry. Like, few MCs have been in the game as long as y'all been in and still attack each time. Like, yo, we knew when we trying to get heard. Because, like, when I tell you, I don't like listening to stuff in my headphones. I'm an old school dude, so I like giving that shit the car test.
Yeah.
And, yo, the second that LA, New York, and I know I probably will say it reverse the other time, New York, LA, whatever. Yo, the second that record came on, that's that scrunch face. Like, the weather was too nice outside for me to be listening to that shit. Like, at the time I was listening to, the sun was out. It was like, nah, this is nighttime maneuver type shit. You supposed to be out, like, waiting for the bus, going to pick up something from a little Chinese spot or something like that. Like, it's aggressive music, and it's still got its thumb on the pulse, man. I rock with it.
Thank you, family. We appreciate that. Word.
So, guys who've been rocking at it as long as you have, right? Like, the methods change far as, like, connecting and attaching to your audiences because, I mean, y'all came out in the era of, like, popping magazines. You got the rap pages, the word ups, the write-ons, your own TV raps, Rap City. How hard is it now to connect, being that, people who maybe, grew up listening to y'all, they're not as plugged into the internet as, some of the younger kids, and you're still trying to get their attention and they doing something else.
Yeah, they smoking and doing drugs.
So are their parents in some cases, though.
It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because, but the thing I learned, right? The best thing I learned is that your kids are what you listen to. So if you grew up in a household where all you heard was Capone and Noreaga, no matter how old you are or how old you get, you're going to remember these things. So even though our core fans are of our age and they might not be computer savvy, if they are our actual fans, that means they listen to us in their household. That means their kids listen to us in their household. So we're kind of reaching the youth, the next generation, to the generation that's younger than us, because they know what their parents listen to. I know I listened to when I was coming up. You know,
Marvin Gaye, the old J's.
We was in the disco era. You know,
Yep.
I was in the disco, the old shit, and then when things got hit the 80s and the 90s, all these records from our youth started getting sampled.
Yeah.
And these samples and everything make
And
you
now
remember.
This day and age and era, you know, like producing, I look at all my statements and stuff. I see a lot of artists there sampling my music now. You know what I'm saying? And incorporating that in there, like Jeezy and T Grizzly, that song "Summer Vacation" they got.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one of my songs with Tupac.
Okay,
so I get
cool.
25% of that off the top, me and Tupac. So that's 50% of that song gone.
That's a beautiful thing.
I tell them, keep sampling.
I keep sampling, right? I'm going to start the beats next week.
Yo, have you ever dabbled, Capone?
Yeah, Dad's about to put me on making beats.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because you get 50% of the song off the top.
I was having that same conversation with somebody who's a new female producer who I met on Instagram. I was doing some on live where, like, I brought a bunch of artists together and I wanted them to make a song from scratch, but people who never met each other. So, boom, first we found the producer, then we found, like, the different artists to put on the record. Everybody wrote and recorded their verses right on the spot. But the crazy thing is, like, you know, the young lady didn't know much about publishing. And I was explaining to her, like, yo, you can get paid twice if you, like, not only set up with your own joint and also...
You get paid 5 times.
Oh, school us then. Tell us how.
You get paid from the sales of the album or the song. You get paid for sound exchange. You get paid from Harry Fox, BMI, and ASCAP. I get paid from ASCAP and BMI for the same songs. Because I retired from ASCAP and went to BMI, so half my songs stayed there and all my songs went here, but then I collect bam, bam, and everybody like, how did you do it? Hell, me, I don't know. I
just put in the work.
I'm about to make beats, man. That's what.
Yo, so like, you know, Capone, how do you keep yourself afloat? You know, because like when it comes to being a musician, you get your money out there on the road. You know, you do your shows and whatnot. You know, when you don't have a Capone album out, I know you recently did an EP, the Education joint. Shout out to that.
Come here, Lock. Come on.
Oh, Lock in the building?
In the building, baby. In the building with us. You know, we move as a unit, baby.
That's what's up. Salute, man. Yo, stellar work, man. And yo, dope music. Edutainment at its finest, man. You got to love it.
Thank you. Yeah, we worked hard on that EP, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope.
Yeah, with the legends right now, man.
Talk about
Shout out to Instagram, my man.
Talk about the EP. Tell everything.
We got the Wolves EP out right now. It's an educational EP, man. If you want to learn something about Asada Shakur, about Queen Nzinga, about the Haitian Revolution, you know what I'm saying? Me and Capone, we go deep. It's hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? It's shout out to my man Merc Beats for producing the joints. The Wolves EP. It's out everywhere. It's crazy.
Merc on fire. Yeah. Merc produced the Wolves EP. Merc executive produced me and Daz album with me and Daz. Merc is winning. Merc Beats. MERCBEATZ on Instagram. Merc Beats. Check them out.
Yo, like solid soundscape on that project, man. You don't lose that brother number, man. For real, for real.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, unable to tour, and you know, what other things do you do to keep yourself afloat in the meantime?
I mean, I go see Pablo Escobar nephew. You know what I'm saying? I get time. You know what I mean? Nah. In the perfect world, that's how it would sound. Like right. That's what all the rappers are saying they doing. So I might as well be politically or impolitically correct and just say, yeah, go get a brick. You know, go hit the block. But that's not what I do. What I do is let me tell y'all something right now. For all the people, I don't know if I should be saying this as a plug, but Cameo keeps us afloat.
Yo, for real, for real.
Cameo,
and like, I don't even get like super duper booked, but when I do get booked on there, it's all right. You know what I mean? It's not even mad.
Hey, it's okay. You know what I mean?
It's about adding and dividing so you get the proper amount that's built.
You know?
Yeah, now I'm just letting it sit in there to where I need to like pull some money out to promote something, you know, throw it in some promotion or whatever, and then get it to go. Like, yo, Cameo coming through in the clutch.
Cameo become salute to Cameo, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, Hey, listen, let me tell you something, man. In this day and age, man, you know what? Everybody being, twisted, it ain't much you can do. So I think people learning to live with less, learning to adapt to not having everything at your disposal that you can get money as.
Like half of everything.
Yeah.
Like if you had a sandwich, you getting half the sandwich now.
Do more with less.
Yeah, but
More
you gotta
or less.
live with it. You know what I'm saying? So
You
we
gotta
gotta
live with it.
eat less, but you know what I mean, and
You gotta take
manage
that,
more. You know what I'm saying?
You
It's
gotta
just
manage
about
a half like a
right
whole.
now. It's just the time to go through all your business through
Tell
this
them.
quarantine shit. You know what I'm saying? And get things in order at this time because you on a downtime. So make things right. I just go in there and get everything in order. You know what I'm saying? I want this. I want that. We just bought this building right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just worried about the property tax.
Makes sense. And also, like with this whole pandemic popping off, I think a lot of people's weed smoking has gone up exponentially. Y'all have a C&D line of pre-rolls.
Oh man, I got the pre-roll in the car too, man.
The crackhead.
So, I mean, but let's just say though, like, if you're not in LA or one of them places that's, adventurous or got the green thumb, as you would say, how does one go about supporting C&D by way of these pre-rolls? Is there an underground way to get it cracking?
I'm gonna tell y'all what to do, man. Go on IG, hit the IG page, Capone and Daz pre-rolls, and hit the DM. And no matter where you at in the world, we get some pre-rolls to you.
That's what's happening. Now, real quick, Choir Minds want to know, because like even just judging by your energy right now, Daz be on the mellow, Capone be on the hype. Is it a hybrid? Is it a sativa? Or is it an indica?
Indica.
Man, you have everybody sleep, man.
But I keep it on. I keep the indica for me, and I keep the party weed for the sativa for everybody else. If you got so much party weed, they're gonna be happy.
Right.
But they don't know what you're smoking. So I'm smoking indica, and I just
I think when you get to the point where your body can balance it all, you good to go, man. Like I'd be like, I'd fall out like I was poisoned. I just can't do it, man. I don't get nothing done.
Man,
I like it.
When we made the Chronic 1992, we got the whole world smoking weed.
Years in the game, man. So, going back to you guys in this project, do we have a release date yet?
We don't have a release date yet because, there's so much going on. I don't want this to be a waste.
I hear you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know people releasing projects. It's not like we got Def Jam and Warner Brothers behind us. We doing this, Daz and Capone. We doing this. Empire. We doing this. But at the end of the day, I want this to be meaningful for the fans. I want the fans to actually grasp and get what we're doing. And sometimes greatness takes time. But at the end of the day, we're not going to waste time. We don't want to waste nobody's time. We don't want nobody to waste our time. So I figure like in another month and a half or so, we'll be putting it out.
Got you. How do y'all feel about people's short attention span in this new music space? I mean, because you could drop what would be considered a 5-star, 5-mic album this Friday, and then they'll want something out next month. Oh, that's the joint right there. See, if y'all watch this.
Let me say something, Headkrack. We the first artist to ever put a barcode on a pre-roll jar.
And you scan the barcode and it takes you where?
To LA, New York, baby.
Dope.
So just for the record, Capone and Daz, first ones to put a barcode. So anybody else that do it, we telling y'all to do it because it's a dope idea. But give us our flowers so we can smell them.
Salute, man. Y'all heard it here first, man. Capone and Dillinger, the first ones doing that. You get the pre-rolls, takes you right to the single, solid material right there. Now, 2020, what do you feel like is more important, lyrics or beats?
Beats.
What say you, Daz?
I'm not saying. Let me get this straight.
Okay.
I just heard my brother back here go. He hit me with the OG shit. He hit me with the. You know what I mean? So I gotta clarify what I meant. What I mean is, right now in this age, that's what matters. Not that's what matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2020, people are more concerned over beats than lyrics because it's more of a club atmosphere drawn industry right now. So when you're in the club and you trying to holler at a chick or you got your nigga job, partying, you not listening to the lyrics. You listen
Not in the club, not in the club.
Wow.
Well, you know what? It depends. If I'm in a retro spot and the vibe is retro, sometimes it's the lyrics and what song.
You know what club? You know what type of club I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Headkrack. Come on.
Yeah, I got you.
You in that type of club,
Mm.
you're not paying attention to a nigga lyrics. You sitting there like, oh, the beat, damn. And you watching what's going up and down and around and around. You know what I mean?
Nah, but I always said that if I ever got pulled in.
You got to compliment the beat.
Okay.
That's hip hop.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have the hardest beat, but if it's some certain in that lyrics that I don't agree with or do I agree with that make me get up. Now, when you're talking about going out here and getting it and we getting to the money and all that, and that's going to make me get up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's riding too, and I'm blowing. It's a combination.
Gotcha.
That's how music should sound. Where music should take you.
It's a marriage. It's a marriage. And I think one thing that could be said about, especially like, music from the 90s, why it ages so well is it just seems like more love and care was put into what lyrics fell over the beats in most cases. Because like people act like nobody in the 90s could do no wrong. Like there was some bullshit that came out in the 90s. I mean, to keep it a buck, but the way some of that stuff was mixed and engineered, they just threw more money into the mastering and everything.
SSL board and the SSL board and the NID board and all that analog than digital, because digital is kind of thin.
Mm-hmm.
Like I came out of Pro Tools, you hear most of the bass, boom, boom, and then you hear how light the keys and all that is. But in analog, it's like, that's why I run all my stuff through an analog, through a 2-track, like through a tape machine. I just use the 2 and I bounce it down so it has a bottom.
And that warmth to it, right?
Yeah, it's about tweaking it up.
Yeah. Like, does that ruin the listening experience for you sometimes, Daz? Like knowing so much about sonics? So because you spend so much time behind the board, mixing, engineering, knowing what an EQ is supposed to sound like, do you, like when you hear certain things, does that, if it's not right, does it hit you right away?
It stands out in the music. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a sore thumb, a sucker nigga in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about mixing and making it sound right. If it's supposed to be up, it's supposed to be truncated. You know what I'm saying? So
it's supposed to be what?
Truncated. That means, bring it down, put it in pocket, not too loud, not too low. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, let me tell you something, man. I'm blessed to be around this guy right here, man. He's about to make me a dope producer. Watch.
And I learned from Dr. Dre.
Watch.
I was a student, you know what I'm saying? Just when I first heard the Chronic, I was like, man, this shit is sounding clear as a motherfucker.
That's one thing that you could always say about, like, I mean, like that Death Row era, like, especially that first pack of albums that came out, like you sonically couldn't find a flaw nowhere in it. And, it was like listening to a movie in THX.
We was learning from Dick Griffey. You know who Dick Griffey is?
Now I'd have to Google that, bro.
Dick Griffey owns Solar Records, Lakeside, Whispers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at that whole catalog, he was with Soul Train and all that. We was using his studio. I was in there taping over the Whispers, and he got mad, like, you taping over my masters. I didn't know what a master was. I just knew it was a 2-track tape. I put the tape on and I record on it, because them tapes was $250 a piece.
Yeah.
Whoa. See, and that's the struggle that everybody in this digital era will never know nothing about. They don't know about no ADAT tapes, no DAT tapes.
I can't find an ADAT machine so they don't even.
I got one.
I'm just saying, as far as like now.
Yeah.
I used to take VHS tapes and format them, and instead of buying them $40 tapes, I'm gonna buy the $4.99 formatting, and they do the same thing.
Yep, easy in, easy out. So, like, due to the taping over the tape fiasco, what Lakeside masters do we no longer, or like what Whispers masters we no longer have access to?
Man, I forgot it. I don't know Dick Griffey, rest in peace. He was complaining. He was like, man, Dad, my masters. That's all I can.
My masters.
Yo, that needs to go in the movie.
You know what I mean? But now I know what masters is. It's the master recording. You know what I'm saying? So you can make remixes, the vocals, the separate tracks, and the horns. Back then, doing music back then was it wasn't really planning. Everything was, you know, doing handwork.
It's a whole different process. Now, Capone, thinking about, you know, your days, you know, coming up in the game, like, what's one of the craziest stories that, you know, you could tell the people about some shit you went to since you've been doing this?
Oh, man, crazy stories. Ooh, let me see. Damn, I got a whole bunch of those, man. But let me see. One of the craziest stories is my man coming home from jail. And the day he came from jail, all he had on was his jail clothes and his passport. And me and Nori about to go to Japan. We on our way to the airport to Japan. And he like, I want to go. We like, yo, you just came home from jail. He like, nah, I'm cool. He didn't have no suitcase. Like, you could go to Brooklyn with no suitcase. You might could go to Cali with no suitcase.
Right.
Went to Japan for 2 weeks with not one article of clothing. He went and stole everything he had.
Is this dude still with y'all to this day?
You know who I'm talking about.
Who?
That was they told us when we got to Japan, they said stealing is like murder. He was like, what? All right, let me get this. Let me get these sneakers. Let me get this jacket. That was one of the craziest stories ever.
So did the guy get locked? He did not get locked up while he's in Japan.
He got locked up. When he left Japan, he might have had more suitcases than me and Nori for all the shit he took.
See, you always gotta keep one around you, man. Just to, you know, just keep it gully, man. Now, Daz, you've seen a lot, been through a lot. You know, I'm surprised you don't have PTSD from all the things you've seen. You've been in the middle of a lot of shit, man. What's one of the craziest stories you could think of on memory?
I mean, man, we was in a club one time with Suge Knight, right? So they getting into it. Suge Knight looking at somebody like this. I tap Snoop like, watch this. I grabbed the little picture.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stippy and threw it at Suge. And when he turned around, he felt this dude. He was like, "Whoa!" It just well him on it. We just laughing like a motherfucker.
The dude hit him.
That shit was so funny. But it was a melee in the club, so he was looking for anything.
Was that a normal occurrence, or was it always tense, as it like always gets depicted in these different, like, you know, movies?
It's always tense in the normal way of life.
Got you.
Always popping because you never know. It's blood, script. You know, everything is always mixed up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody got an attitude. Everybody that been in the pen with each other. You know what I'm saying? So we out and everybody having money. So it's just like it was wild as a motherfucker.
You know, and for both of y'all, at what point did you get to in your life where you got far enough away from that to where you was like, glad that's over?
Like, you make your own way of what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as being older, when you reach that older maturity, you do what you want to do as a youngster. I say, you know, I did it already. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't out here did it. I can only just give some advice to the younger homies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, I did that already. And let me go and do this and bring y'all into this world.
Got you.
You gotta bring the homies up, man. That's for me. Like, it was like, you know, I don't think I ever got that moment, that woosah moment. So when you feel like, yo, I got that I made it moment, but I didn't get that feeling like I made it to where these issues in the hood and certain things don't concern me no more. Nah, because all my homies, my cousins, all of they still there.
Yeah.
So the farther I feel like the people who get farther away from that, and they lose track of themselves. And those are the people you hear people say, yo, they can't come back to the hood and all this and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even think Jay-Z has that. And he's worth $1 billion.
Yeah, the money don't make the problems go away.
Don't make the problems go away. Money don't make, when you hood, money don't make the hood come out of you. I don't care what, because you see a motherfucker, he be bougie as hell. Like, he even work Fortune 500 company. But when something happened to him or his family, he turned into that nigga he was 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's easy to bring a nigga back to that nigga.
Nah, it totally makes sense. But have you, like,
bail out.
You said what, bro?
Bail out.
That's
Pull up, nose dive.
It's easy to turn to that nigga, but it's hard to get that bill.
Hey, I'm not doing no shit that's made me spend no money. You know what I'm saying? I just stay in the house, take care of my mom. She got dementia, you know what I'm saying? So that keep me motivated and down, you know, doing what I need to do.
Totally could dig that, man. I know your mom got to be proud, man, because you've accomplished a lot, man. A lot.
Especially that fish.
That catfish.
Oh, you been throwing down?
Yeah, she be right over me looking. I said, what you want it baked or fried? She's like, fried is quicker.
You gotta love on your mom, man. You only get one. So, Capone, you touched on, like, you know what it feels like to be at the heights. Like, individually for both of y'all, what do y'all feel like the highest peak that you guys were at? Like, the moment you could look back and be like, yo.
I look at my rap career as, I always tell myself, I reached the pinnacle of rap. Reason why, because I got a lot of songs with a lot of important rappers. When you look at my catalog, you know what I'm saying? From Jay-Z to Tupac to Dr. Dre to Capone and Noreaga, from Mobb Deep, you know what I mean? I got people that sample my music like Fat Joe and, all that's, from new artists on down, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it like I reached the pinnacle of rapping, you know what I'm saying? And then, you made it when you ain't paying no bills.
And you don't got to sweat it on how to build it. Good to go. What about you, Capone?
I mean, for me, it's like, like coming in the game, being in the game this long, I think it's crazy because I got two pinnacles. I don't know if that's possible. But I got one when I came home from jail.
Okay.
And for me, it was like I went to jail, Khayyam Akasi Holly. I went to jail. But I came home from jail, Capone. Meaning that my first album dropped while I was in jail. I didn't see the success of the album. I didn't know. I went to jail with $15,000 that my mother had left me. $15,000, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I had $15,000. I was going to get some work if it didn't work out. But to come home and have a tour bus, a brand new Lexus, 20,000 cash, pounds of weed, cases of champagne, and I went to jail broke. That was one of the pinnacles where I said, my life is different. Word. And then another pinnacle, like Daz said, from that moment to now, I have a lot of great songs with a lot of important people, man. And I've been through a lot of important issues in hip-hop. You can't mention hip-hop without mentioning Capone, or mentioning Daz, or mentioning Nori, or mentioning Corrupt. So I feel like I did what I'm supposed to do. That's like raising a kid, and your kid goes off to college, gets a great job, becomes successful. You felt like you did that. I felt like hip-hop raised me, gave me life, grew me, and now it's time for me to reap the benefits of what I put in, So,
and that's what's so dope about what y'all doing now. It sounds like y'all having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? The beats is rocking. You said y'all knocked out, 40 songs? I know we're going to at least hear at least 15 of them on this project. You got the pre-roll.
I'm getting you high through the screen. Right?
If it's that indica like Dad said it is, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to doze off. I'm a lightweight out in these streets, bro. I ain't built for it.
You driving when you smoking this shit.
Yo, like I'm still one of the people who think he be driving faster than he really do be driving.
Hey, I drive better when I'm, smoking while I ride.
Yo, it definitely improves the ride and the sonics of it, man. That's that. Yo, so have y'all both had y'all Danny Glover, yo, I'm getting too old for this shit moment?
Nah, not me.
That's what's up.
As long as I can still out-rap these niggas, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Till I feel like, holy shit, I said some whack shit. Then you call it quits. But I don't think that's gonna never happen, so I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, I treat rap like I talk to you. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking right now, you don't know what you're saying, it just comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I just write it down.
You just give it to him. Now, it's crazy. I was looking at the double XL freshman cover, and it was just like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. And I'm in media. So sometimes, like, these artists don't even sound like artists as much as they sound like coordinates to a place. Like, they're running out of names. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we can't use the E, so we'll make it a 3. It's just a lot going on. But you know, it's dope to see you guys still out here swinging it, giving it to them. Guidelines is the name of the album. You got LA, New York, New York. You got a Star Tender. 2 videos out right now. And, you know, for people who need, I don't know, some more convincing why they should pick it up, what's the reason?
We ain't dropped it yet.
We ain't dropped it yet? And shit, this Daz and Capone, nigga. You better
Okay.
recognize.
Well, I know y'all ain't dropped it yet, but I'm talking about when it comes out.
Oh, man, you know, just going everywhere, you know what I'm saying, de-quarantining everybody, you know what I'm saying, going, you know, dropping it off, sending them emails, you know, being up on the game like the young folks, you know what I'm saying. Back in the days, we had to go hand in hand, you know what I'm saying, city to city, you know what I'm saying. So right now, it's just about hitting everything like we doing now, you know what I'm saying, and just stepping out of the box and being there, you know what I'm saying.
We're about to go back to guerrilla marketing.
That's what we need, man. You know, the press in the flesh. I mean, I don't know what that looks like after COVID, because, you know, like, nobody want to get too close to anybody. You know, y'all making me nervous in the street.
Yeah, you just got to go back. That's why we talk this way.
It's almost like the cover for your first album was like the angel and the devil. They was like, you know, both facing like different directions.
So, you know, like with the COVID situation, you just really got to go back in the days where you just go say, okay, give me 1,000 stickers. Go sticker up the whole block.
Shit.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And take it back to them days. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3 in the morning, nigga, putting the posters up.
Yep. That's
so when they wake up in the morning on the freeway, all they doing is seeing BAMs and they taking that. I did that.
It's a lost start, man. It's a lost start.
8-5, you know what I mean?
Make them feel it. Yo, Daz, Capone, much love to y'all. Continued success. You know, when I look at both of y'all, I see, secretly one of the dopest producers in the game. Also responsible for a shit ton of hooks that people probably didn't even know that you cooked up. Like, what's a hook that you came up with that people would be surprised to know?
Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
Say word.
I produced that and made the hook.
I knew you produced it. I didn't know you made the hook. And but somebody was saying that you made like a lot of the hooks for like a lot of the shit. That was you.
Was the case. I was the devil on there. Bring your lifestyle to me. I make it better. You know, all that. I wrote a lot of songs. This is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers and back to the G's. I wrote that. You know what I'm saying? It just, it's just like, hey, I ain't gotta work no more.
You good to go. Mama straight, catfish cooking in the kitchen. And Capone, what's that thing about you that you think that people sleep on that, like, you secretly was behind or, had a hand in?
I mean, I don't feel like people sleep on, but I just think that, like, at the end of the day, I feel like the game wants more of me, needs more of me, and I'm going to give it to them.
There it is, man.
I've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying, in this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? This game is my life, my passion, my everything for the last 30 years. So, I don't got no secret out there. They think, I was blessed to be, in everything. Video games, movies, soundtracks.
See, that was the shit back in the days, though. Soundtracks was how we was really
killing them.
You know what I mean?
I did 4 soundtracks in 2 months.
Say word. I hate the fact that, especially because you're not getting movies going in the theaters, you lose the opportunity to get that soundtrack too, because people just ain't putting the energy into it. Or why you think that is?
You gotta spend your own money now.
Yeah. And the budgets is different. The budgets ain't big no more.
You would think it would be as simple as putting together like a playlist on a streaming platform and just calling it the soundtrack, the blah, blah, blah. It seems like there's workarounds to it, because some of these TV shows be having dope-ass soundtracks or dope-ass music in the show. And at the end of the year, I would probably, throw some streams at that if it existed and was a thing.
Yeah.
What's that?
P Valley got a dope soundtrack. P Valley, you ever watch P Valley?
Yeah, P Valley be rocking. And
soundtrack, they show soundtrack popping.
Mm-hmm.
Word. You know what I mean? So certain joints that, soundtrack be popping, but, me and Daz, the new soundtrack to the streets, baby. We're about to do the new soundtrack to the streets. C&D, the motion picture, the movie, coming soon.
We got a documentary too, so,
The joint for A&E, right?
Yeah. I say that again.
Corrupt got one on A&E, but then me and Capone got one that we putting together too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as East West hip hop, how we did this.
Dope stories, man. We can't wait to view them all. Well, yo, continue success. If people want to follow the brand, learn more about what y'all got going on, where you want to send them?
I mean, at Daz Dillinger at all platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then we got the Capone and Dillinger IG page, the Capone and Daz Dillinger pre-roll page. Then you got my personal page at Capone QB for life. We got the Capone and Noreaga page, at Capone and Noreaga. So, it's everywhere. But guarantee you,
Google that.
y'all gonna love the project, man. Y'all gonna love what we bring into the game. And we appreciate you, Headkrack, man.
Yo, appreciate you guys, yo. This is an epic moment.
Came up, baby. You winning. You got your joint. You winning, man. I'm
Yo,
proud.
it's a long time coming, man. Can't wait till y'all can come in the studio for real, man. The whole crew would love to meet y'all, man, for real.
Man,
Thank you for having us, man.
Yo, big up shot to Lack in the back. And if y'all got an open verse on there, man, I'm telling you, I'll move fast. I can knock the vocals out, shoot them right to you. I got y'all, man. I rock with what y'all do for real.
All right, let's do this, baby. Come
Bless
on.
up, man. God bless y'all.